Welcome back to Be the One. This is Nadia. Today we're doing Power Book 4 Force, Episode 8. Go ahead and subscribe, like, dislike, comment, do whatever you want to do. Let's get right on into it. Tommy serves Soto and Moish, the Jewish guy, 3 keys each. Um, Walter, his doctor confirmed that he actually does have. Well, I guess he might have knew he had lung cancer, but now they know that it's only stage 1. So he could go into treatment and he can actually survive it. But I mean, my boy's still out here smoking and everything, so I don't know. And he doesn't really seem like he wants to like go through the treatment. Um, what we got? Tommy tells Liliana he needs a second cook. Um, Tommy and JP are again working at the house, at Grandma's house, and JP lets him know that, the bank is foreclosing on the club. Tommy offers to help. Of course, he doesn't want the help. He doesn't necessarily mind help, but he doesn't want to uh, just be a charity case, basically. He wants to work, so he was saying, like, that they talked about that already, and Tommy is looking at him and he's trying to think of what he can use him for. Then he asks him how was he in science class. Uh, Claude is talking to Tommy and she wants to bring CBI in to help move Dahlia, but Tommy doesn't want to do it because he knows that Jannar is a little questionable. Him and Diamond are more on the same page, and he's trying to see like if they split up. Diamond is his boy, and he will, bring him in. Um, Claude says she doesn't like how much power that Tommy has in their operation. He tells her, not to mess it up because she's in her feelings, basically. Um, Diamond asks Jannar at the barbershop. He asks him what he would do different with CBI, and he was saying that he would jump on the Dahlia because that's gonna be the main thing, and you know that's where the money is gonna be. And he says, he tells Diamond, and that was a little questionable. He tells him, you know, he says that CBI started with you and it's gonna end with you. And he said, I'm just happy to be a part of it. But the way he said it was like, either he's still, either he gonna try to put his brother in jail or he gonna try to kill him. It's one of those. I'm not sure. Lily is saying that all of the girls from the club wants, like the people that the girls were sent to introduce them to it, they want re-ups. And tells Tommy that he was right. They need another cook. He tells her she's done real good with the business and not crossing any sexual lines. She said, I don't fuck with white boys. Then he confides in her and tells her that he has a brother in Chicago. And he says that you're the only one that I'm telling this. And she was like, I'm so honored. um, and he wants to bring, his brother into the lab, but nobody can know that that's his brother. Um, Ben again is coming out of the police station or somewhere. I don't know if he was at the police station. I'm not sure because I feel like he was in plain, like real casual clothes. But another officer walked up to him and asked him how long he's been working with the Flynn's, and he just says you know, he has all these medical expenses for his sister. And the officer says, "You have a effed up sister, and I have my eye on a new boat." It's like, damn. Uh, Bennigan tells him he's getting paid a little over 100,000. I don't know why he told him the actual amount. And the other officer wants him to give him half of it to keep his mouth shut. He wants it in 2 weeks. He says, because he's not an asshole, I'll give you a couple weeks to get it to me. And he says, like, you're smart, you'll figure out how to get more money. Walt asks Claudia what she's been up to, because she wasn't at the dialysis center when the raid happened, and he's been trying to contact her for different stuff that he needs, and she's nowhere to be found. And then he's like, two of my men ended up missing or whatever. And he said if he find her what she's doing, he's gonna crush it under his boot. And she pretty much challenged him though, so, you know, they have an issue. And he just don't really like the way he's going about everything. These children hate him. They don't want to disappoint him per se, but if he's not allowing them to be their own person, then it's like, what are we gaining here? Vic meets with Bennigan and asks him if he knows who's behind Dahlia, and he says, find them and put them away. And Bennigan was like, I don't do drug busts. And he says, you know, it's gonna. Vic was like, I'm not telling you to put him in jail, something like that, or lock him up, something he said. And Bennigan was like, well, that's gonna cost double for that. And Vic said, I'm already ahead of you or something. He handed him an envelope with money. Janora tells Black to have CBI and Dead Boys. Dead Boys was a name that they had agreed on, which was going to be him and Elijah's side crew when they split from CBI. But I guess he has no choice to kind of still be hanging on with his brother because Elijah is with us no more. He's saying, you know, get them to find out who's moving Dahlia. He'll pay them 20 bands, I believe he said. Walt meets with Vic to find out what Claude is doing. I don't know, like, he gotta find something else to do. He said he want to find out what she's doing so he can punish her, and asks why he thinks it's a negotiation when he asks him to do something for the family. And Vic puts his nuts on the table and says that he wants to take over. He's gonna do it with Gloria by his side. If his dad wants him to take over, that's what I'm trying to say. JP is at the hospital and he's just visiting Mama Egan. She's like in a coma or something. She's not responding. She's not awake. And he's like, you know, get your rest, Grandma. And he left out and went to the nurse's station. And he was like, who's on her emergency? Who's on my grandma's emergency contact or whatever? And the nurse was looking it up, and soon as she did, like, the grandma started coding. They went in there and started shocking her, and they pretty much called her time of death or whatever. She didn't make it. They ain't really try that hard, but I mean, you know, she ain't make it. Just know that. JP lets Tommy know that the grandma passed away, and Tommy was like, well, what happened? You know, he said, I was talking to her, you know, I left out, and next thing you know, she just passed away. And he was saying, I think you should let Kate know. She deserves to know that her mom died. And Tommy's just like, oh, he really don't F with Kate at all right now. Lily wants the chemist to know that she is resilient, like she's been through all of this stuff. And the chemist was like, you know, you're lucky. And she's saying in this game, basically luck will get you killed. Like, she's saying she put in the work, and she's telling her, like, you know, people think they're lucky and they try to get away. I guess it's halfway a warning to her not to just try to run away. And she made her like repeat what she said or answer her. She said, "Answer me." I don't remember the exact question she said, but she wanted to know that she was with her on the same page. Um, yeah. Tommy meets with Walt, and Walt invited him to join the Flynn organization because basically he's like, these damn children not rocking with me. He see that how Tommy moves. He know that Tommy is like his own player in the game, and he could kind of bring him along, I guess, to probably get Vic to act right. And Tommy tells him that, you know, well, Walter lets him know that he knows that Tommy and Gloria hooked up or whatever, and he was saying he would rather him be there to see, like, if something happened to her. I don't know how he put it, but Tommy was like, you know, your son and Gloria are in love, and it's like not really nothing you could do about that, you know. And he declined the job offer or whatever. Oh, and he told Walter that he was the problem. That's the same thing Paulie told him, he was the problem, like you running your children away. Clark goes to meet with Diamond and he clocks her shit because she offers him 10% to work with her. But he was like, 10% is low. You must have partners that you're going behind their back. So I'm not rocking with it because he don't know who her partner is. He suspect that Tommy is involved in this. And it doesn't really matter who it is. If you're going behind your partner's back, that's going to be potential drama in the future, and who wants that? Uh, Paulie and Walter are talking, blah blah blah, and he basically tells Paulie to call off the girlfriend thing, and Paulie was like, "I never called it on or whatever, I put it on." Basically, Walter wanted him to put a hit out on her, but he didn't do it because he knew that his nephew really loved her. Um, Tommy tell Vic he need to get out of Chicago and take Gloria with him. And Vic like, why should I trust you or something like? He's like, I, you know, kept it real with you all this time, and like you, I think he told him he talked to his dad, and like you need to go. He gave him keys to a car that had clean titles and all of that, and he was like, take this car, take the back roads. Um, it has no GPS on it, and you know, protect that woman basically. Like he was like, if you don't think I would help you, I would help her. Like he stopped messing with Gloria when he found out that Vic was the dude she was talking to, and he talked to her too. And like he just told her, you know, we ending this. So he had respect for her. It wasn't no bad blood between them, but because of the business he trying to do, he don't want to get her caught in the middle of that. So, you know, he left the keys and told Vic to get out of there. Yeah, and keep her safe. Diamond tells Adrian he knows who she is and that she's a journalist. And he asks why is she in his bed. She's saying she don't have to sleep with nobody for a story. Um, She said she wasn't at the diner to meet him. She was there to meet Elijah. He was supposed to do an interview talking about, you know, they was talking about the gangs or something not having leadership or something like that in Chicago. So I don't know exactly what kind of information Elijah was supposed to give her. I don't know if he was going to be anonymous. I don't really know how that was gonna go, but he didn't show up because that's the night that he got killed. Um, and he was asking like, uh, basically why not me? Why something about the story on me? And she's saying you're more than a story to me. Um, Tommy looks at the video that JP gave him. He had put the videos and stuff on a flash drive, so instead of it being analog, where you use actual pictures and VHS, he put it on a drive so you can put it in your computer. And then he looks at it a little bit. He hides it in the house. There was like a little secret compartment that he could close up in his apartment where you you would have to know it's there to go looking. He goes to pay Claudia, and she's not happy playing in the back. She says if you wanna, he says if you wanna step out, step out. She's like, that easy? He said, yeah. He's like, you take the clubs, I'll take the streets. We drug dealers. She's like, her daddy gonna try to take it from her. He said we drug dealers, and basically we have to fight for what's ours. He was saying, basically let her know, like, if your daddy messing with your business, he messing with mine. So she need to be ready for that, cause he might have to kill her daddy. She said she okay with it, but I don't know if she would actually be okay with him killing her daddy. Um, Vic goes to Gloria's house. She came back from wherever she was at. He tells her to pack a bag. They're leaving in a few hours. Um, blah, blah, blah. Tommy is walking and he says, you're way too obvious, skinny. And D-Mac is hiding off to the side following him. He said, how you know I was here? I thought that was cute. Tommy asked him if he's still down with CBI. He's like, not so much. So won't you put me down? Uh, he tells Tommy he's good with numbers, and then Tommy start giving him all these equations and stuff. And Tommy got a calculator out, and he calling this stuff out in like ridiculous numbers, and he is calculating it in his head, and he's telling him right. So he's like, okay, I might have something for you. Liliana is making JP say her name, Liliana, in his deep ass voice, and she said, "Damn, y'all mama made some fine ass babies, and y'all ain't know nothing about each other. It's like one of those shows." Tommy said if they asked them if they there to work, um, or do a family tree. Liliana and JP about to be a hot mess. She is just so impressed with him. Like, I think it's funny. Like, I don't know. I hope they don't ever kill her off, because she is the comedic relief, but she is a gangster too. So I just like it. Um, Black and Marshall meet with Jannard. They tell him the Pilgrims are moving to Dahlia. He looking like, what? Um, and said something about if they just came off the Mayflower. He said they got this Marshall, little stupid ass, like big ass hats, long ass beards. They wear long jackets in the summertime. Janard told him that's Jews, not pilgrims, what they country is. Then Marshall asks how they split into 20 bands for the info. He gives the money. I don't know if he really didn't know how the money was being split, or he didn't know he was gonna get paid the money for real. Um, but they're like, here, 10 and 10. They just split it down the middle, and he told me to take some of that money and go down to the University of Chicago or whatever it is, and take a history class. Excuse me. Vic is packing his little bag, and Paulie comes to visit him. He basically tell him, like, I would be proud to have you as a son or something like that. Paulie is just talking to him. He telling him that Walter brought Tommy in to talk about joining the organization, and now Vic kind of thinks he can't trust Tommy, and I don't know why. Tommy told him he talked to his daddy. Jannard runs up on one of the Jewish guys and robs him, and then kills him. I'm like, just because he was one of the Jewish people, how do you know that he actually, the bag he had, that could have been something else? How do you know that's the drugs? So it turns out that it was. So Jannard goes back to Gary, Indiana, and he drops off the Dahlia to them. And they weren't messing with it at first, but then he told them to try it. Um, and they did, and then they said, yeah, they down, and they asked what's the cost. He was like, bullets and bodies. He needs them to wait for him to call, for them to come out there to take out whoever is trying to get in between them and the drug. Vic and Gloria are on their kissy face bullshit once again. Blah blah blah. They're driving, talking about getting married and all this other shit that I don't care about. And then next thing you know, the car gets hit. It's the Serbs. They were both injured a little bit in the wreck, and then the Serbs start shooting. They have a bullet hole in the window. Vic starts shooting back, and then the Serbs drive off, and he checks on Gloria, and she got shot in the face. So as of right now, I'm assuming she's dead. D-Mac is hiding money in his little secret compartment where he puts his gun and stuff. Still don't know where his mama is. I don't know if she had took him and moved away somewhere else, because he not bringing that stuff to his house. He's hiding it and then going home. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But Tommy is watching him because he's thinking about working with him. He wants to see what he's up to. And after what his name is, D-Mac leaves, Tommy goes to his little hiding place and looks in the box. He sees some money, his gun, and then he sees a picture with baby D-Mac and JP, and then he's like, okay. He realizing that that's his son. Trying to hurry up. Tommy is looking at his phone. He has Kate's number pulled up, and he's just looking at it. He thinking he's gonna call her. He just sitting there. He's like, he didn't call her right that second. They didn't show us. So then they show Kate. She's either getting in or out of a car, and her phone rings. She picks up the phone, and she's like, "Who the f is this?" And he says, "It's your son." They go back, and it's JP. So I don't know if Tommy gave the number and she got it. I mean, he got it from him, and he letting him call her. But we know Kate crazy ass is gonna show up in Chicago. I'm here for it. So she kind of slowly pulled the phone away, and she looked like she was getting kind of emotional because he's saying this is your son. She knows that's not Tommy's voice. So I don't know. I don't think her name was as the emergency contact at the hospital. So Tommy was looking at the number. He doesn't want to talk to her. He may have given the number to JP. I'm not sure. And that's how we end. So what they still haven't brought up though is the Yardies. And I don't know if that's important or not, but they brought them up enough where I know they're going to show up in later seasons, if not these last 2 episodes. We don't have an episode next week. I think it starts off the previous week after that. I'm not sure. But I enjoyed the show so far. People say it's slow. I like the storytelling element. Every episode for me don't have to be just shooting. Like, give me a story. Some stuff don't make sense because it's TV. I like it. It's entertaining enough for me. My name is Nadia. This is Be The One. Comment, subscribe, like it, dislike it, thumbs it up, thumbs it down, do whatever you want to do. I'll talk to y'all later.